Okay, today I got something to report. Taiwan is gonna attack China soon, and it's time for Taiwan Republic of China to fight for its independence to fulfill the prophecy of Taiwanization. In this great movement, President Tsai Ing-wen has shown all hands and given what he has to attack China after signing a $62 billion contract with Trump for purchasing 66 F-16 fighter jets. That is to say, one jet costs about $1 billion, the world's most expensive fighter jet so far. Can they really beat China that already has about 300 nuclear warheads? Wait a minute, isn't Taiwan a republic of China? So why fight against China? Is Taiwan fighting against Republic of China or People Republic of China? Whichever it is literally China fighting against China. Common sense to tell that both sides are still China, right? What's up, guys? So actually in this way, it's a revolution in China that Tsai Ing-wen could be so ironic to spend $62 billion going against her own country. For record, no countries in the world have ever spent $62 billion in 10 years to purchase arms from the US. The number one country that purchases the most from the US is Saudi Arabia, of which the total purchase from 2008 to 2018 was $13.7 billion. Shockingly, Taiwan could spend $62 billion on supply of arms with a 10-year contract with the US. Thus, this made Taiwan the number one buyer of US from 2020 to 2030. Honestly speaking, I still cannot get why there should be a dispute between Taiwan and China. Is the president going to fight against the People Republic of China or Republic of China? Either way, this has made her to become a traitor to the extent that the US will be assisting her to fight against her own country using the Taiwan Assurance Act, or which it should be an act of treason. The Taiwan Assurance Act is simply asking Taiwan to buy defense from the US to go against China, which is ROC and PRC. In other words, it's telling Taiwan to fight for the US against China and be at the front line if war between the US and China ever breaks out. In the Taiwan Assurance Act, it didn't mention anything about ROC, but only Taiwan and what Taiwan should do for the US. Apparently, the US is not recognizing Taiwan as Republic of China. Thus, it's not an act for protecting ROC but an act of treason to destroy ROC instead. In other words, the government under Tsai administration, as a matter of fact, has committed a treason against her own country, ROC. From the very beginning, China didn't want to have any intention to attack Taiwan because it's already China. However, due to the US influence, Taiwan under DPP has recently become fully subservient to the US to the extent it could give the US $62 billion to build the worthless aircraft. The more the US is trying to control Taiwan to turn away from China, the more infuriating the China government is going to be until China have to use force to conquer Taiwan before things get out of hands. China couldn't allow history to repeat itself like the time in World War II when the Japanese used Taiwan to attack China, which could result Chinese fighting against Chinese until many Chinese are dead for the enemy. Therefore, what the US is doing in Taiwan is the same strategy the Japanese was using that time. This is to make Chinese fight against Chinese to further reduce the Chinese population. On the surface, we may see that China is at war with Taiwan, but in reality, the war is supposed to be between China and the US, and it has nothing to do with Taiwan. The US is just using Taiwan as a bargaining chip against China for world power, and that is very despicable of the US doing this since Taiwan is Republic of China but not Republic of America. So shouldn't the US stay off Taiwan and let Taiwanese to live peacefully rather than causing unnecessary fear? What if the situation turns out to be China using Hawaii to provoke the US that becomes Americans fighting against Americans? You know what I'm saying? So what the US under the Trump administration is doing is totally a cheapskate and immoral way to destroy the Chinese, right? So that's all for my sharing. Remember to like, subscribe and share. Bye.